Ready to read some more. Now then, where did I leave off?
And he just lay there still, motionless. Without hesitation or concern for what he had done, he lifted Elias off the floor and placed him on the examining table and closed the door, as the guilt from his criminal act and hope for his daughter raced through his mind. Dr. Halvorson gazed at Elias's lifeless body, watching the blood from his head slowly creep back into his body as the wound of his cracked skull slowly heals. "Forgive me," the doctor murmured, voice choked, fighting the urge to flee. Halvorson worked with shaking hands. He harvested vial after vial of blood, feeling like each pull of the syringe was a quiet betrayal. When the last syringe clicked full, he leaned over Elias's lifeless body, eyes cold with panic. He unbuttoned Elias's coat, slipped the leather journal from his pocket, and tucked it into his own. Then he wiped the table clean, gathered the vials, and slid the body onto a nearby gurney. He covered Elias's face, sealed the sheet, and rolled the gurney toward the morgue's refrigerated room, his footsteps echoing in the empty corridor. At 1 a.m., Dr. Halvorson slipped into his daughter's room at the small family suite above the clinic, carrying the blood-filled vials like sacred relics. In the soft glow of monitors, Dr. Halvorson plunged the syringe with the stolen blood into Mira's IV. "Please, Mira," he whispered, pressing her tiny hand, "come back to me." But minutes later, her chest rose once, twice, and a third time as steady breathing, and hope flickered in her pale face. Dr. Halvorson leaned forward with joy, believing the miracle he was witnessing, and happiness filled his heart. But just as he was about to rejoice, Mira's body convulsed, and the line of life on the screen plunged downward. Mira's eyes snapped open, terrified, and in that final moment she looked over to her father with tears in her eyes and said in a sad voice, "Papa?" Her small hand slipped from her father's, and just like that, she was gone. Eyes trembling with glassy tears, he recovered his daughter's hand. "Come on, Mira. Breathe. Please, breathe for Daddy," he said softly, clamoring for a last bit of hope. "No, no, please no," he cried, dropping to her bedside, pressing his cheek to her icy forehead. "Please, Mira, wake up." The steady flat line mocked him. Dr. Halvorson screamed, a sound that shattered glass and shook the rain outside. He gathered Mira in his arms, weeping, until the machine's silence matched the emptiness in his heart. Reaching home, Dr. Halvorson crept in and retreated to his study and opened Elias's journal. His fingers traced the words with fear and hatred. "I could not bear what they demanded of me. The blood heals only when the heart still beats. To take it by force is to call the curse." His tears blurred the page from his guilt, and he slammed the journal shut, the candle guttering as the moon slipped below the horizon. He stumbled into the hallway, voice raw. "Lena." His wife appeared, eyes wide with concern. "Martin?" "What happened?" He sank to the floor, cradling the journal to his chest. "She's gone." Lena knelt beside him, brushing a tear from his cheek. "Oh, Martin." He reached for the wine decanter on the nearby table. His hands shook so violently that the crystal slipped from his grasp. It shattered at his feet, a shard cutting his palm. Warm blood welled in the shallow gash of his hand. "Let me," Lena whispered, pressing a cloth to the wound. The moment her fingertips brushed his blood, her eyes widened in shock. She inhaled sharply, then collapsed into his arms. "No! Lena!" Martin's scream echoed through the silent house. He held her close, tears mixing with her hair. In the dreadful hush that followed, he understood the final, cruel truth. By spilling Elias Roth's blood, he had bound himself, body and soul, to death itself. And whoever touches his blood will die. Elias's blood rebuilds and heals, and now Dr. Havelson's blood separates and destroys. The circle of cruelty. Would you kill the golden goose for a chance at good fortune? Or would you let the goose live and wait for the goose to lay that golden egg?
That was a good story.